Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to week 11 of Go Healthy Plus. Yes, we do have one more week available in the course. Hope everyone's having a great day. As you can see, your 11th tracker is due today. So if you haven't submitted that tracker, please make sure you do so today so you can get credit for that. As usual, I do have everyone's mic on mute. So if you get ready to ask a question or have a comment, you can definitely unmute your mic. Plus, I have the chat feature as well uh, that you can send any of the information through that. So we will go ahead and get started. I'm going to remove my camera, but we'll come back on during the Q&A session. All right. So what we're going to do today, so we'll start off just like we have every week, discussing any success that you had from last week's action steps. We will also get to the topic of the day, which is connecting your mental and your physical health. And then we'll get to your Q&A session. We'll then introduce the week's action steps and then next week's last topic. And then we'll give you just a quick reminder about next week's last tracker. All right. So last week's action steps, if you do remember, we talked about the importance of sleep. We talked about various tips that you can use to help improve not only your sleep quantity, but your sleep quality. So the action step was to focus on sleep quantity and or sleep quality for a healthier night's sleep. All right. So my question is, if needed, what change or changes did you make to improve your sleep quantity and or quality? So again, I'll open up the floor if you would like to share maybe any change that you possibly made to help you. You can definitely let us know.
Patrick, this is Patty.
Hey,
I
Patty.
was able to get my husband to turn that TV off a couple of nights this week, so that helped.
All right. So yeah, so that helped. Yeah. Well, good. Well, thank you for sharing that. Yes, and that's actually one of the tips is to cut off those screens before bedtime to really help you. So good. Glad it did help you, Patty. Thank you. Okay, and Carrie said she actually made herself go to bed at 9 a.m. versus midnight. Yeah, that's a big change as well. Yeah, thank you. Mary said, yeah, and this does not sound crazy, Mary, because I have heard about this, but she started using a weighted blanket. Now, I do not know the research or science behind that, but I do hear of a lot of people using a weighted blanket to help their sleep. So, yeah. Did it help you, Mary? Would you like to mention that if it did help your sleep quality, your sleep quantity? Okay, yeah. So Mary said it definitely did help her sleep quality. Yeah, so that may be something that uh, someone else can try. So anybody else want to comment on any change or changes that you made that possibly helped your sleep, the quantity, the quality? All right. Well, just moving forward, definitely that's something you want to work on if you are having issues with the amount of sleep you're getting, the quality of your sleep, because likely, like we talked about last week, there is a connection, a correlation between our sleep and our health. All right, and we got one more chat that came through from Tora. Yes, turned off the electronics. Perfect. All right. Well, thank y'all very much for chiming in on that. So what we'll do, we'll get to our topic of the day. What we're going to do first, we're going to watch a video. It may be about 3 minutes or so, talking about the connection between our mental and our physical health. After we come back from that video, we're going to give you a definition of what health is, we're going to give you a definition of what mental health is. We're going to also give you a definition of what physical health is, and then how they actually connect. So the connection, and then we're going to look at the 8 ways to improve both the mental and the physical health. Okay, so what I'm going to do is let me pull up this video, and also just please make sure your mic is on mute so we don't hear any background noise when we're playing the video. Okay. All right, so this is a 3-minute and 22-second video. Like I said, after the video, we will come back to the regular presentation. So enjoy, and you should be able to hear this.
It wasn't like it hit me all at once. I struggled with feelings of fear and worry over the years.
When my doctor told me that the pain in my hands was caused by arthritis, those feelings continued to grow. I started to worry that I wouldn't be able to do the things I love, like gardening, playing the piano.
I started having panic attacks and feeling like I couldn't breathe. I already had asthma, which can make breathing hard anyway.
I was so stressed that I had trouble falling asleep at night. I found myself so tired during the day that I could barely focus on my work. It never occurred to me that mental health and physical health were so closely connected. I guess because you go to different kinds of health professionals for help. But I saw a news story that made me realize we really shouldn't think of them as 2 different kinds of health.
We're joined today by Dr. Ellen Welch, a medical doctor who says we should be thinking about our health much more broadly. Doctor, what kinds of things besides our physical health are important?
Thank you for having me on today. And yes, that's correct. When we talk about someone who is healthy, we are talking about physical health, but also mental health, social well-being, and other resources a person needs to live a full life.
That sounds like a lot more than just curing someone when they have a fever.
You're right. Health isn't just the absence of disease. It also refers to a person's ability to bounce back from an illness or other challenges in life. There are many factors that contribute to our mental and physical health. Some factors include a person's genetics, their environment, their relationships, their education, and their employment. These all impact a person's ability to lead a healthy life.
So what can our viewers do to improve the kind of health you're talking about?
Certainly eating a healthy diet and getting regular exercise as directed by a physician are keys to good health. It is also important to have healthy coping skills when challenges come up in a job or a relationship. Having healthy social relationships can also contribute to a person's overall well-being, including their mental health.
Hearing that, doctor, helped me understand that my stress was doing more than just impacting my physical health. It was also starting to hurt my relationships, affecting how I spent my free time, and seemed to make me feel overwhelmed. In fact, learning that mental health is the way our thoughts, feelings, and behaviors affect our lives helped me realize I needed to address my ongoing stress as a health issue, both physical and mental. I talked about this with my doctor, and he connected me with a therapist. I still meet with my therapist from time to time. In addition to the diet, exercise, and physical checkups from my doctor, my therapist has helped me learn to manage my stress, develop healthy relationships, and a more positive attitude. Each and every day is filled with unique ups and downs, but understanding the link between my physical and mental health has made a big difference in my ongoing recovery journey.
Okay, let me stop sharing that video and pull our PowerPoint presentation back up. And of course, what we're going to do is we're going to kind of go through that video a little bit more. And of course, you do have that video in your booklet, so you can always access that, okay? So it should be pulling up shortly. All right. So starting off, we're going to define what health is. And then, like I said, we're going to define mental health, define physical health, and then look at that connection. So what does it mean to be healthy? Well, I did pull this definition from the World Health Organization, and it says that health is a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being, and not merely the absence of disease or infirmity. Okay, now let's define what mental health is. Mental health includes our emotional, psychological, and our social well-being. It affects how we think, feel, and act. It helps determine how we handle stress, relate to others, and make healthy choices. And lastly, it is important at every stage of life. Okay, so now let's define physical health. Physical health is the well-being, considered to be the well-being and the proper functioning of your body. And your physical health includes numerous things here. That means performing physical activity, so your ability to perform physical activity, eating a healthy diet, getting adequate sleep, and of course, that's what we talked about last week. It also includes performing proper hygiene, because there is a connection, a correlation between poor hygiene and possibly the development of things like chronic disease or cardiovascular diseases, et cetera. So there's a lot of research out there about that. Also, physical health includes avoiding harmful habits such as smoking, drug and alcohol abuse, recognizing symptoms of disease, getting regular medical checkups, and then lastly, avoiding injuries. Okay, so again, defining health, defining mental health, and then defining physical health. Now, there is a connection between our mental and our physical health, right? And I know everyone has this in their program booklet, but what I'm going to do, I'm just going to kind of read what it says here. It says, most people think of physical and mental health separately, but they are connected. They either can be improved or they can be harmed. So it says right here, your physical health does impact your mental health. Just some bullet points that it mentions here. It says chronic physical illnesses such as cancer, heart disease, or diabetes may cause an individual to develop a mental health condition. It is common to feel stressed, anxious, or depressed after having a heart attack, receiving a cancer diagnosis, or trying to manage a diagnosed chronic condition or conditions. And then it says new limitations, treatment outcomes, and the unknown future can lead to stress, depression, and anxiety. So yes, your physical health can impact your mental health. Now, flip it on the other side, your mental health can impact your physical health. And it says people with depression have an increased risk of physical chronic conditions like cardiovascular disease, diabetes, stroke, and pain. And then it says that many people that are depressed, stressed, or anxious may have a more challenging time caring for their health. For example, seeking good medical care, taking prescribed medications, eating healthy, sleeping, and being physically active. This can affect their physical health. So again, there is a strong connection between our mental and our physical health. So what we're going to do now, and this is in your booklet, we're going to look at the 8 ways to improve both our mental and our physical health. Right? So the first one is making sure you're physically active. Of course, as you know, that is one of our fundamentals of the course, is to be physically active at least 30 to 60 minutes a day. Remember that anything that gets you moving does count. We're not going to go just in detail of all of this, but it does show you the health benefits of physical activity, like the immediate benefits that you get as far as sleep quality, less anxiety, you know, improvement in your blood pressure. Also, you see the long-term effects of physical activity like brain brain health, heart health, cancer prevention, a healthy weight, bone strength, and balance and coordination. So being physically active is one way to improve our mental and physical health. Remember, there is a connection. The second way to improve our mental and our physical health, and we talked about this last week, is to get adequate sleep. And that includes both the quality and the quantity of your sleep. And again, last week we went over details of that. So again, there's a connection between sleep and our mental and our physical health. Now, the third way to improve our mental and physical health is getting annual wellness exams. That's very important. And this is simply just a preventative care measure that focuses on checking your vital signs, screening for health conditions, and developing a health care plan for any needs you might have. So I would highly recommend to get those annual wellness exams. And the fourth way to improve your mental and your physical health is to eat healthy, nutritious foods. Of course, as you can see, the My Plate strategy here, or the My Plate plan, which obviously you know all about, which relates to all of your food groups, making sure you're applying those My Plate tips to improve the quality of those food groups, and also making sure you're controlling the quantity as well. Okay, so eating healthy nutritious foods is a way to improve our mental and our physical health. And then the fifth way to improve our mental and our physical health is to seek a mental health therapist. Now, I'm not sure at BPI if y'all have an employee assistance program that maybe deals with mental health, but I do know here at Baptist, we do have an employee assistance program. We use a company called Concern that you can definitely get mental health therapy free of charge. So hopefully you have that option at work. If not, you can definitely look at your insurance to see if there is some ways that and the cost of using a mental health therapist. All right, so definitely a way to improve your mental and your physical health. And then the sixth way to improve your mental and physical health is to practice gratitude. That's being thankful, sharing appreciation, and also, returning kindness. Like it says, gratitude is good medicine. And then a seventh way to improve your mental and your physical health is to avoid or limit alcohol use. You can see here on the PowerPoint, and it's in your booklet, the alcohol associated damage that can be caused to your liver, excuse me. And also it's important to note is that excessive alcohol use is one of the leading preventable causes of death in the United States. And the last way to improve your mental and your physical health is to quit smoking. And of course, you can see here on your PowerPoint, it's in your booklet about all the various forms of cancer that can occur from smoking. Of course, cigarette smoking still remains to be the leading cause of preventable death, disability, and disease in the United States. So again, the 8 ways to improve your mental and your physical health. All right, which now takes us to our discussion questions. And before, I think there's maybe 2 discussion questions here. I just kind of consolidated this, but it shows over here, gives you a distinction between mental health and physical health. Again, mental health is mental health is your emotional well-being, your psychological well-being, and your social well-being. Again, it affects your thoughts, feelings, and actions, how we handle stress, related to others, may make healthy choices, and it's important at every stage of your life. Whereas physical health, it encompasses numerous things here. The ability to perform physical activity, eating a healthy diet, getting adequate sleep, performing proper hygiene, avoiding harmful habits, again, like smoking, excessive alcohol consumption, etc., recognizing symptoms of disease, getting regular medical checkups, and avoiding injuries. Okay, so I just kind of want to consolidate that for you, which leads us into our questions, and I'm going to pop back on the screen. So I think we've got 2 questions here. And if you're comfortable in answering these questions, you can definitely do so. If not, that's perfectly fine. But the first question says, what is one way that you can improve your mental health? And that's also why I wanted to consolidate mental and physical health on the screen so you can kind of see that. What is one way you can improve your mental health? Again, if you're comfortable in mentioning this.
This is Patty. I would
Okay.
say one way would be to either meditate or spend some time reading positive um,
Mhm.
books with positive reinforcement.
Yes. Yeah, thank you for sharing that. Yep. Reading something or viewing something that has a lot of positivity to it. Unfortunately, it seems like in this world today, there's such a lot of negativity, a lot of negative things out on social media, et cetera, et cetera. So yeah, that is definitely one way to improve it. Okay, and Sabrina's got a chat surrounding yourself with positive people. Exactly. Yeah. Anybody else wants to share anything if you're comfortable? Okay. Well, let's look at the last question here. If you're comfortable in answering this, and again, that's why I put that column about your physical health. It says, what is one way that you can improve your physical health? And of course, one thing we talked about last week was the sleep quality quantity. The one way that you can improve your physical health that maybe you're not working on or you still need to continue to work on,
Eating right.
eating right. Okay. All right, so we got a chat. Yeah, Sabrina said plan your meals and your snacks. Yeah, definitely. It leads to more success if you can do some planning with your meals and your snacks. Anybody else want to mention one way that you feel like you can improve your physical health? Yeah, got a couple of chats. Yeah. So Tor said, get up from the desk and move around. Yeah. So that's something I definitely recommend that I do myself is, about every 45 minutes or so, I definitely get off out of my desk and just get a few steps in, move around. You can do some desk exercises that you can find on the internet, etc. So yeah, that would be a very good way to improve your physical health. Yep, Sabrina said doing things such as this class. Good. Improve both your physical and your mental health. Tor said, yeah, turning off the TV in the evenings, clean instead. Yeah, a lot of times when we're just watching TV, a lot of times it's just mindless stuff, which could lead to things like unhealthy snacking or something like that. Yeah, maybe doing a chore like cleaning instead. And that would be considered as part of some physical activity. Again, it's anything that gets you moving does count. Yeah. All right. Anyone else wants to comment on this question or the previous one? All right. Okay, well, thank you all for chiming in on those questions there, which now takes us to your week's action steps. And your week's action steps is to identify a way or ways that you can improve your mental and your physical health. Okay, and when we come back next week, maybe there are some ways that you've identified or things that you've identified to help and that you actually applied some of those. All right. And still do not forget about the fundamentals. You still want to do that application of all of your fundamentals of the course. So that's your action steps for the week. And then next week's topic, again, which will be our last class of this program, will be balancing a healthy lifestyle moving forward. Okay. And then, of course, next Tuesday, nope, not Tuesday, next Wednesday will be your last tracker for the class. Okay. So does anybody have any questions or comments before we go for the day?
Thank you for your time.
All right. Thank you, Patty. I appreciate it. All right, and I am recording this like usual. Once we do get this converted over to the YouTube channel, we will get it sent to you. So other than that, if you do have questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to me over email, or you can call my office. Other than that, I will see you all next Wednesday. Thank you very much.